You have no authority over me.
First of all, we have the authority granted to us by the law. We never said you were breaking the law.
They act like policy enforcers, but you guys are, by your very name, policy enforcers, police.
Why? You're on my property. There's a no trespass sign. You're not. You're no longer welcome here.
I've been doing this for kind of a while now.
This movie shows how law enforcement may abuse individuals' rights and handle situations improperly when they lack the necessary legal expertise. It's not simply a standard encounter. Greetings from our channel once again. If you're new here, don't forget to press the subscribe button to inspire us for next films by declining to provide the citizen's ID. Not only protects their right to privacy, but also emphasizes the need of law enforcement officers adhering to the law and regard for each person's rights, which we will examine in this essay. The matter from many angles, such as the freedom to record public ID inquiries and associated legal elements to comprehend the incident and the important lessons it provides. You're doing your duties, but you have to. The citizen's clear and aggressive message to the police is, respect my rights.
Yeah.
I gotta do my job.
You do your job. But your job requires you to respect my rights and to get the fuck up.
The authorities. A citizen's right to privacy is seriously violated when their private property is encroached upon. In this case, the person indicated complaining to the government under the Constitution about privacy, up to 6 times without getting a suitable response that brought attention to management and supervision concerns. The police department's persistent demand for the citizen's ID despite many complaints of property infringement show a disregard for citizens' rights and a Fourth Amendment violation. If there isn't a good cause, law enforcement ought to have a. When obtaining personal information, they should do it on a legal and specific basis. They shouldn't misuse their power to breach the privacy of a citizen aid.
Yeah, not being a peacekeeper. How many times have I asked you to leave my property in the last 2 minutes, sir?
Hey, John,
Name and badge number first.
Hey, real quick. Stop for me.
Name and badge number.
Hernandez,
Okay.
Johnny Hernandez.
Before you say anything, let me just, with what's going on. How many times have I asked you to leave my property?
A couple times.
Okay. Why are you still on my property?
You know why we're here?
I know why you're here. I could care less why you're here.
Why am I here?
Probably because I had a conversation with a neighbor on her porch that I just had a few things.
Is this the elderly woman?
It's the old hunchback, what I call it, hunchback.
I understand y'all had a conversation where y'all had to do.
No,
Hold on. She asked you to leave, and you left, correct?
And stop the
So
conversation.
the reason we're here is we want to get your side of the story,
Mm.
figure out what's going on. So, but here's where we're at. Station, I don't really know, escalated a little bit.
No, it just,
So
I called her.
So she doesn't want you back there.
yeah, but that's fine.
Okay,
You guys
so
have
what
notified
we're
me.
going to do is this could be a criminal trespass warning. That's all it is.
Sure.
Basically a piece of. So, what's your last name, John?
Now, hold on. Now that before I answer any questions, I need an attorney present. I can't answer any questions,
Well,
including.
you're not under arrest, so.
Well, you're saying that, Baz. Hold on. Let me.
Oh, go ahead, sorry. Go ahead.
And I just want to make this very clear. You've officially noted we have badge cams, any kind of body cams. You have body cams.
So we have body marks.
I live at 152 Tanglewood Drive. You have informed me that I'm not to go on that lady's property. I will not go on that lady's to my property. I have nothing else to say to you. I have no other information to give to you unless I have an attorney present. Now, the 6th time, I will be filing a complaint against both of you that I've asked you to leave my property. Trespassing sign.
Yes, so we're gonna fill
You
this
saw
out,
the
and
no
we'll-
trespassing
and we'll leave
sign.
it for you. Look, I've been letting you talk. Let me talk.
I pay
So
your
we're gonna
salary.
fill
You
this
don't
out.
pay my salary.
I pay my own salary too. Thank you.
Sure.
So
Well-
we're gonna fill this out, and you don't have to sign. You went there, and you can acknowledge it if you want to acknowledge it. Doesn't matter to me. But if you go back over there after today,
Says I'm
and
aware
we
of what
see
it
you there, you're gonna go to jail.
I don't care. I won't.
Okay.
I will never have anything to do with that nasty
Okay,
old
well,
hunchback
hey,
bitch.
listen, okay,
But your
we
job
get it.
requires you to respect my rights
Okay,
and to
this
get
is-
off. You
that's
get the
fine.
fuck off my property. You do not have a right just because you have a badge and a gun. It's not a crown. Get the.
Once
Leave
you
it at
fill
the
this
gate.
out, okay.
Leave it at the gate.
I still have to explain.
Okay, now I'm going to call for emergency services passing, and I would like you both given a trespass warning. Would you write yourself a trespass warning, please? If you're ever on my property again,
What?
I'm going to defend my property.
Okay.
And just, now will you get the f off my property?
Yeah, when we're done with that.
Okay, so you're not going to get off my property.
Not until we're done.
Okay.
When a police officer violates someone's privacy without a valid reason, such behavior is seen to be an infringement on the citizen's rights. In this instance, the cops qualified for immunity while doing out. Their obligations might no longer be applicable, and they risk being held legally responsible for their activities.
Do you understand that if you violate my constitutional rights, that you lose your qualified? I'm glad you get that. Gate and release my dog. So if you could clear the way. Excuse me. Yeah, he's very, he's defensive. Listen, I'm closing the gate. If you'd like to leave, you're welcome to leave. I'm asking you to leave. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Come on, Mikey. 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 25, 26. At least you have the smarts to move. You shoot my dog, I'll defend my property. 30. Mikey, come on. He's already outside. Dumbasses, get the off my property, you stupid. At least you have the smarts to get the off the property. He's too dumb to bite you anyway. Nah, get off my gate. Yeah, I don't give a f. You guys don't have honorable jobs. I know you think you have your butt says.
I really don't care, to be honest.
I got good kids, but watch. This is what I tell my kids. The idea of what you do is honorably. You don't.
And then you can stop talking to someone else.
It's good. Then get the f off. Hey, come on. Get the f off. The f off. Do I need to grab you and get you the f off my property? Why? You're on my property. There's a no trespass sign. Get the f. You're not. You're no longer. Go. Go. Go.
No, sir.
Go.
I'm done with this.
Go. Get the f off my property.
Step back, sir.
Do you not understand?
Step back.
Get the f off of my property. Get the f
You're about
off
6'1", right?
of my property.
You're about 6'1".
I can tell you how big my dick is, man. You just see, this is the ego part. This is the part where if you didn't have an ego, be honorable men. But your ego makes you cowards. Yeah. Thank you. Get the fuck off the fence. You're not welcome here anymore. You've been officially trespassed.
The protection of people's rights is a vital component of the legitimacy and integrity of the legal system. Those in positions of authority must uphold the law and respect citizens' rights. You're going to allow your ego be violated since the cops searched for the citizen ID as soon as they got out of the car.
You're gonna let your ego violate my right because you're telling me you better not be disrespectful to me. You're a public servant. You better not give me a hard.
Legislation 901.151 is mainly founded on the values and liberties safeguarded by the U.S. Constitution's Fourth Amendment functions as a crucial guideline for police authority, protecting individuals' rights when they are detained or searched. This legislation forbids officials to ask for identification without a valid reason or if the request does not meet the requirements for a stop. And Florida Statute 901.151, SURGE, safeguards persons from arbitrary stops or searches. It guarantees that law enforcement must have a legitimate justification for taking such action while honoring the citizen's rights.
I'm all right, brother. How's it going? No, thank you.
All right, we see your ID?
Let me see your ID.
Sergeant Christian Rogers.
No, your ID with your address and all that on
Okay,
there.
I see your ID.
So what you want to see my ID for?
Officer Rogers.
That's against the law? What law is it against?
Officer Rogers.
Because I thought Florida...
identifying you, sir.
I thought Florida Penal Code 901.1 for when I'm in the commission of a crime, about to commit a crime, I have committed a crime.
Right
That's
now,
Florida
I'm
Penal Code
conducting a criminal
901.1.
investigation
Well,
because
go ahead
you're
and
from
I don't have to investigate. I don't have to commit, you know. Not until you can tell me what crime. What crime have I committed? None of your business. None of your business.
You know, that's not even necessary. If you want to know why we're filming, I just told you.
You're not saying my ID.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so that's.
I mean, who are you?
Yes, I do.
I got you. Let me see your license. I want to see what you're ahead at. If you want to try,
What's your name and your badge number? Thank you. What's your name and your badge number?
Okay.
And your name and your badge number?
Your buddies call you D.
And your name and your badge number?
Is there a legal reason you want my ID?
My badge number is 561.
Thank you. You would like to, I have my rights to do
Not
so.
my violating your rights,
But because Florida Penal Code 901.151 states that the only time I need to give you my ID, crime or in the process of committing a crime. So what you need to do is give me reasonable, articulable suspicion that I'm breaking the law. That's not crime. And this is a governmental facility, and I have every right to come out and record you guys in the course of your duties. So what crime am I breaking? At 5 times. You don't need to know. Who are you?
The Supreme Court is over you, buddy. You don't trump the Supreme Court. We can film this.
You sit up here, you're going to let your ego violate my
I'm
rights.
not having an ego whatsoever.
You're going to let your ego violate my rights because you're telling me, sir,
I'm giving you a hard time.
you better not give me a hard time. You're a public servant. And you're going to respect me as the public. And you're not, but I haven't disrespected you.
No, I'm asking to get your identification.
And I'm telling you, and you're asking me, and I'm respectfully declining no, because you haven't shown me yours.
Yeah. What are you trying to figure out why exactly you guys are filming about police station?
It's not your police. This is our police station. It's not your police station. You work here. I allow you to work here.
You allow me to work.
Yes, by paying my. It's to get a response like this from people who think they can just come up and tell you. To get a response from a law enforcer whose job is to enforce law from law-abiding citizens. It's suspicious. You can't deem a lawful activity suspicious.
Every day somebody's out here filming our back of the station. 2 guys.
Probably.
Just filming the back.
Suspicious.
It's alarming us.
To whose definition?
To our safety.
Okay, but let me ask you a question. Let me ask you felony or misdemeanor.
Suspicion?
Yeah.
Suspicion is not a crime.
So it's not a crime, so it's not a law, so you don't have anything to enforce. Okay, but is that against the law?
I didn't say it was against the law.
Okay, then thank you. What is your name and your badge number?
1006.
Thank you. What is your name and your badge number, Sergeant?
Right now.
What is your name and your badge number, Sergeant? Kick rocks. To make sure you don't talk to me.
When a citizen's rights are violated by police during a stop and seizure, it may result in the officer facing disciplinary or legal action. People have the freedom to refuse to comply with authorities and to ask them to justify the stop and search. If the officer's request exceeds their authority in contrast to the first instance, or if there is no legal basis. Circumstances in which the police violated a person's private property. This time, the complaints concern to a person recording in a public space, their ID being checked by the police. Next interview. In this video, the female cop treats the person in a haughty and unwelcoming manner. It is a grave misuse of authority when the police ask for identification while a person is recording. It is against the law to loiter on the sidewalk, a public space, outside the building's door, as shown in the video. Fourth Amendment rights. Next interview. The regulations governing stops and demands for identification from individuals vary in Iowa, as compared to federal regulations or those in other states, especially those in certain other states. Iowa police are not permitted by law to ask for identification from a person based alone on a stop or check, because they have a good basis to detain someone, even in the event that the police have a reasonable and articulable suspicion. They lack a strong legal justification to require identification from a citizen. Iowa has highly tight laws governing stops and ID demands, requiring police to have a clear and justifiable basis for the stop. Legal basis for requesting a citizen's ID. This lessens the likelihood of legal authority abuse and safeguards people's rights. Enforcement organizations, in addition to the First Amendment's guarantees of press and expression freedom, citizens should independently record events on public streets. This safeguards not only personal information, but furthermore makes sure that the public can keep an eye on and evaluate the operations of law enforcement, enhancing legal accountability and transparency. Enforcement. Next interview. In 2019, a noteworthy case using public film in Iowa took place at a Des Moines courtroom. A civilian was photographing events occurring in the public courtroom in front of the nearby courthouse. Locations, authorities, and employees while they were taping police. When they got there and asked to see the person's ID, the citizen declined. The Iowa court found that the parties had the right to film in public without being questioned for identification. Asking a person for identification while they are recording in front of a public building, such as a courtroom, cannot be used lawfully unless the police have a good cause to do so. Therefore, the court stressed that recording in public spaces is a fundamental right that cannot be limited or demand identification. Lacking a well-defined legal foundation, the court also emphasized that recording in public spaces is a First Amendment right. Amendment permitting individuals to take pictures and videos indicates that in this case, requiring identification is a violation of the freedoms of expression and the press. Next interview. When officers detain or threaten a person without a valid basis, individuals' personal freedom and legal protection are violated, either on evident suspicion or unfounded grounds. When these rights are violated under the Fourth Amendment, it is crucial for individuals to comprehend and defending their constitutional rights, as well as denouncing AB's abuse of those rights. Authorities knowing one's rights and obligations while dealing with law enforcement is essential for every citizen, particularly in light of the particular rights bestowed by every state in the U.S., should understand how, when interacting with a civilian, do the police show genuine respect for the person they are addressing? Next interview. In the video below, a person stands up for their rights of a young lady who was driving her own vehicle, and the police were unable to provide any proof that she was involved in a business venture for personal benefit, yet they still impounded her automobile. Unless they are engaged, people are allowed to travel on public highways without a driver's license. In business operations as outlined by the Constitution as stated in Section 329 of Constitutional Law, page 1135, the ability to relocate, to alter one's circumstances, and to travel to any location are all examples of personal freedom. One's choice without being imprisoned or restrained without following the proper legal procedures, which implies that in this case, a citizen is not required to provide identification to the police. Next interview. Residents' right to use public transportation, roadways, and use them to move their belongings, whether by vehicle or horse-drawn carriage, is not only a luxury, something the city may unilaterally grant or refuse, but a fundamental freedom guaranteed by the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, as well as pursuing pleasure. Smith v. Thompson, 154 Southeast 579, 1930. Citizens possess the legal right to drive on public highways, and in this situation, it is illegal to deny them this freedom. This individual is deserving of praise for speaking out against the police's ignorance of the law. Particularly in light of the First Amendment and the freedom to travel, the lady was detained by the police. The information shown in the film is completely unfounded and violates the Fourth Amendment. Unauthorized detention. Next interview. Police must obey the law and protect the rights of the public. It is against the law to demand identification and to seize a citizen's property without a warrant or other supporting documentation. When taken seriously, law enforcement authorities must function and individuals have the right to defend their interests. Within the bounds of the law, acting with decency and openness in all circumstances, the citizen has affirmed their right to personal safety and underlined that demands for identification must be supported by convincing, lawful reasons. But in the meanwhile, the police must be completely conscious of their authority and abide by the law to prevent abusing their personal rights may be violated as a result of law enforcement personnel acting improperly and with authority ignorance. Eventually, this acts as an erosion of public confidence in the legal system, a crucial reminder of the need of responsibility, openness, and law enforcement in defending the rights of people. And upholding the law properly is not just the responsibility of the government, but also a fundamental right of each and every person in society. Let's take lessons from these circumstances to advance an equitable judicial system that upholds the rights of all people. Having a wonderful day.